Hello, welcome back. This is Ava from downtown Phoenix, MFAX 2023. And I'm very excited actually. I ran to a gentleman named Mike. And Mike just shared with me the bombshell experience he has been experienced within the communist China. Right?
Yes,
You have
yes.
you have your company and technology, and you was recruited by the Chinese Communist Party to work in China, Shanghai and Hong Kong. But this is something I want you to share with all the audience, because we have been telling the Americans, if you've been targeted by Chinese Communist Party, they come to you as a different way. They disguise that they want to be your friend and they want to be with you. They want to do business with you. So this is exactly the typical example we have been basically trying to tell people.
Right.
So now please share with us your experience from the beginning to the end. How the CCP identify you, and what they say to you, and how did they treat you in China, and what they want from you.
Well, I say the first thing that stood out was China gave, on mainland China, on this particular trip with a particular tech company, no names included, I experienced censorship. And that was just shocking. Just, here having freedom of speech and then going to a country where freedom of speech is not honored, that was like night and day, water and oil. So that was, first of all, earth moving. And then when I think about some of the things that took place, such as how the pampering that took place, such as, oh my God, I ate so much. They made sure you had all the drinks and that you needed, a lot of entertainment, and everything was at your fingertips. I'd say they definitely maximized abundance and made it a great place for me to stay, all while, I guess now as I think about it, there was obviously some sort of hidden agenda behind it. What that was, I think I'm just unearthing that now, but it was disguised well. It was really clever, as in, hey, here's a perfect opportunity, come to China, come experience, get out of America.
Yes.
For most Americans, we always want to, what do they say? Jesus was just a carpenter in his homeland. He was the Messiah to the world, right? So we all want to just be able to go to experience different places, right? And so that always is the allure. Maybe that's what they did.
Exactly. So they usually invite people, the target, okay, the CCP is targeting you because either you're holding the sensitive technology that the CCP wants, or you have the access to those important sensitive technology that the CCP wants. So they come to approaching you and find a reason to invite you to China. And then what you described to me is they pamper you.
Yes.
They left you with an impression is everything can be done with this group of people. Whatever you want, you just name it.
Stay here.
Yes, stay here and don't go back. Don't come back. But luckily you had a son, so that's what brought you back. From communist China.
My little man right there.
Yes.
Shouts out 3.
Yes, Mike Jr.
You better catch that.
So when I asked you about, if you think about communism and use 3 words to describe communism based on your experience back in China, you told me 3 words, right?
Yeah.
You told me censorship, conformity, and control.
Okay. One of the things that stood out for me, 3, do me a favor, film it over there. Just film that. One of the things that stood out to me was, stability, family, and maybe God. Stability was number 1. And I think, oh my gosh, the informants, the people that they had that walked the streets just to make sure loose lips don't sink ships, right? So if you're talking freedom of speech, you don't know who's who, so there's a sense of who do you trust, right? So you keep your mouth closed.
That's correct.
Because your neighbor, the person that you go to buy, the CVS store that you go to, that person that you're buying from in your neighborhood might be an informant to the government because of what you're saying or what you're doing. So everybody, what I remembered was stability by all means. Pressure to the neck.
That's
on
right.
That.
So what does stability mean for the Chinese Communist Party? Is meaning they want to stay in power and in control of the China and the 1.4 billion slaves. So when I mentioned about, you said you were in Hong Kong,
Yes.
and when you actually encountered the CCP proxies in China, you mentioned something about freedom for Hong Kong, and then they did something to you. Could you describe
Right.
that for our
Yeah,
audience?
so
What
in the
did they do?
hotel room, I saw the riot that was going on in Hong Kong, and I'm in mainland China.
Yeah.
Right, so there's a difference.
Yes.
So in my hotel room, and this is a great example of my first encounter of freedom of speech.
That's
So
right.
what I see on my TV, I'm waiting for the company
Yes.
to come and pick me up in valet.
Yeah.
And hey, oh my God, look at what's going on in Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong.
I'm thinking I'm about to tell them some news.
Yes.
And that news is what I'm seeing on TV, not realizing that those people in mainland China don't get access to that news. That CNN, that Fox, that MSNBC
Yes.
that I saw in the hotel room, the people in their residential homes don't see. So
Yeah.
I leaked out something that was not privileged. That's not how the government rolls. There's you could get checked for that.
That's right.
Literally, like on the streets of LA. Hello.
Yes. So they basically, when you said this, they removed the channel, right?
Yes.
They removed when you came back to the hotel room, the channels are gone.
The channels were gone.
So this is a
Static.
very typical of the censorship. So what you have encountered, those people who invited you into China, they are the tentacles of the United Front work department of the Chinese Communist Party. They recruit individual Americans.
Yes.
These are innocent Americans. They do not understand the evilness of the CCP, so they actually targeting you. That's how. But lucky enough, God was was protecting you and bringing you
got
back
out of the
to
matrix.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
when you put hindsight, when you're putting things together, now
Yes.
it's a
You
realization.
helped shape that. You helped,
Yes.
let me see the light. Like, whoa.
So now I wanted to ask
So
you,
my
because we
message
only
to other people, just wrapping up, is to say, be careful.
yes.
What do they say? All that's gold isn't really gold, right? So the opportunities, they're going to hit you with the opportunities.
Yes.
There might be some money. You're getting away, come to a new territory, a new area, experience something new. You just have to really do your research and define what your truth is, because once you're there, it's a matrix.
Yes, absolutely. So I would suggest people start following our NFSC,
Yes.
because you can get tons of information and get educated and protect yourself and your family. So
Absolutely.
last words to the audience that watching this live stream, who are
Yes.
the Chinese who yearning for freedom and democracy. What are you going to say to them?
Keep your head up, fight the fight. Keep your head up and fight the fight. Mike Johns, check me out at mikejohns.co. Yee, and I'm out.
Thank you very much.